Yes, I'm also part of Robert Hall's big young team in Sudebyn. I've been living there for about 1.5 years, like Katrine. And I've also been involved in this project for about the same amount of time. Since about a few months, I'm also a board member of the Swedish Ecovillage Association. So I've been in this environment for quite a while now, quite intensely. I will speak about two of these project outputs, but also give a little bit about my own sort of view on these issues after being in this environment for this time. Okay, where is this? So this is my conviction now, and that is that Ecovillages should more actively engage in entrepreneurship. And it's a quite simple argument, I think, because I think that Ecovillages should act as models for a possible future society or possibilities of future societies. And we all know that business will most certainly be part of future society, and then Ecovillages should engage in developing these new models for a future society, future business models. And then we've been in this, from this sort of project level that we've been working on in this project and other projects. Here I have boiled down into 3 different steps where we could put our attention and where we could work on. Step 1 is about incorporating green entrepreneurship within the framework of Ecovillage values. And many Ecovillagers have quite conflicting ideas about entrepreneurship, which is they also have a right to have. But I think instead of stepping away from business and these things, we have to embrace business and make it into our own thing with different connotations, different values related to it, and lead this development into the future society that we want to see. Step 2 is simply to try to support these kind of initiatives in Ecovillages. Can be done in different ways, through information, knowledge, finances, resources. And step 3 is then to use this knowledge or these initiatives to also transition society, which is sort of the end goal of, I think, what Ecovillages try to do. So in this project we have developed something called Ecovillage Road, which is a web page. And it's meant to be a platform where Ecovillages can offer the goods and services to the public, as well to create an exchange network within the Ecovillages of knowledge, expertise. You can also join as a consultant and offer your services that are related to Ecovillage development. And this has 2 big advantages. First has the possibility to create income and publicity for Ecovillages. So this sort of business part of it. But it also is part of the transition that actually by this you influence the public, you give the public access to these sort of things that otherwise can be quite inaccessible. And this is how the homepage looks like. It's a bit stretched out, but Basically it looks like this. And it's been on air for about a year. And you can see there's a map on the first page where you can see all the initiatives, all the projects. Only projects that actually offer any kind of services will be shown on the map. And this was a decision to make it more active, that it actually it's not just Ecovillages, but Ecovillages who actually offer something who wants to engage with a public audience. And you can filter the project or the different kind of services as well up there in top menu. So now when the project is coming to an end, more or less, it's time to evaluate how well this went. We see that we have a fully working homepage that requires low maintenance, which is pretty important for the long-term continuation of running this site after the project ends. We have project has joined from all partner countries. We have, as well as a lot of consultants in the region as well. We also have, we are now included in Eurotopia, which is sort of an encyclopedia of ecovillages developed in Sieben Linden. We also have pretty good prospects of post-project continuation of this, working with this webpage through BEN, or the Baltic Ecovillage Network, which is also thanks to this project has been created on the side. We are also pretty involved in the creation of this network, and Robert will later speak about it as chairperson of the organization. There's also a back to this meeting, there will be a meeting of BEN in Melkis Ecovillage that Sina presented. And so if we criticize our work, I think the biggest disappointment for me is that we had hoped that more ecovillages, more projects would have been interested to be part of this and be more enthusiastic and see the possibilities with this site. But, and we should definitely, I think this requires a more careful sort of evaluation. But I think the main reason for that we haven't been able to include that many ecovillages is that very few actually rely on real on-site income generation or business. So there is basically too little business in ecovillages and very little employment. And therefore, we from our project partner initiated there was something called the Ecovillage Road Handbook that was part of the project. It was supposed to be a small handbook about the site. And we decided to develop this into something bigger. And now we are more or less finished. We're just waiting for the printing. And it will be about a book that's 60 to 75 pages that is directed right to ecovillages on how and why one should starting businesses in ecovillages. If you look at why, the book argues that that businesses in ecovillages is actually necessary for ecovillage development in the long run, and for a sustainable development of ecovillages. It also argues that ecovillages actually have the perfect conditions to develop these sort of green models for the future, and therefore should actually take the lead in this development. One thing is, for example, that Ecovillages often work with these sort of legal structures like cooperatives that Katrin was talking about, which makes it easier to take the step into this sort of innovative social enterprise field. If you look at how it gives a broad overview, it's quite an inspirational book that it's not complete in the sense that you need to complement it with other literature if you're going to start a business. But it gives a pretty good overview of what you should think about if you're into starting your business. And it provides a lot of examples from all around the world. So we'll say the Baltic Sea region is in some ways underdeveloped when it comes to entrepreneurship in ecovillages. The best, most prosperous examples of entrepreneurship in ecovillages are found outside the region, and therefore it's good to bring those examples in as inspiration. But there are also a lot of examples from the Baltic Sea region, and we have especially one chapter just dedicated to the Ecovillage Road and all the good examples that actually is here, and linking these two project outputs together that way. So it's also interesting to see what this project has actually done if you look at in a bit broader picture. And for me, it has definitely given much better awareness and knowledge of how the situation actually is in the Baltic Sea region when it comes to these issues. And I think that goes for the whole project. I think that's one of the outcomes. It has also given us these two great tools, with both the Ecovillage Road and the enterprising ecovillages that could be used in the future for many different things and develop further. And we also have an organization that has the same interest basically as this project and wants to continue working on these issues and take them to the next level. And that's the Baltic Ecovillage Network again. And that was it, I think. Thank you.